Hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop.
Welcome. It's your man, God of Dots, back with another episode of The Audible, giving you the sports news of the day, big sports news of the day. Hope everybody has had a good weekend. Hope everybody, especially the fathers out there, hope you had a very enjoyable weekend. Happy Juneteenth to those that celebrate. It's been a good weekend. Looking forward to a good week. Those that know, I've got another show in the other realm a little bit later, more of a grown folks kind of conversation. So feel free if you if you free. Old faithful is that. How you doing, Miss Murph? Hope you had a good weekend. I know that I have. Let's kind of get into it. If you haven't already checked out my first video, I welcome any critiques. I want to get better at it. I'm gonna tell you, it was hard as hell. Putting the visuals together was kind of easy, but the audio part, need some work on it. I need some work on it. Thank you, Miss Murph. Thank you. Okay, so let's kind of get into it. I'm not going to hold you too long tonight. It's going to be a relatively quick show. Going to get in to get out. I want to report on the NBA news that's kind of broke to over the last couple of days and give my thoughts and opinions on it. First of all, let's start with the big news coming out of the trade. Washington Wizards have traded Bradley Beal, shooting guard, to the Phoenix Suns for Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, second round picks, and some pick swaps. I know a lot of people have kind of already jumped out the window, and that's why you see the ticker scrolling across at the bottom. A lot of people are picking due to the offensive potential firepower that the Phoenix Suns have with the addition of Bradley Beal. A lot of people are kind of picking them as one of the favorites going into next year. I'm going to say this on the record. I don't believe so. If I had to grade it from the Phoenix Suns side, say it's a C plus. I mean, you do get a quality player. You get an all-star player. You didn't have to give up much to get them. But the reason why I give it a C, you're cash strapped at this point. You have Bradley Beal, who's on a max, Kevin Durant, who's on a max, Devin Booker, who's on a max. You just signed DeAndre Ayton last year to a max extension. Right now, technically, Phoenix Suns only have 5 players under contract, and due to how the new CBA kind of works, and when we're talking about luxury tax and all that kind of stuff, you're trying to field a roster with minimum wage players. This is kind of the problem Phoenix had, and this is why I give it a C. Not to say that Bradley Beal is not a good player. I don't see how he fits with Phoenix needs. I didn't think Phoenix needed to go out and get another scorer. I think you had enough scoring as it is with Kevin Durant, with Devin Booker, possibly with the engaged DeAndre Ayton now that Monty Williams is not the coach. I think they'll be a little bit better defensively with Frank Vogel as the coach. You didn't need offensive players. How you doing, Miss VS? You didn't need offensive firepower. You didn't need any more offensive players. What your series against the Denver Nuggets showed, you need defense, you needed depth, and you got none of that. None of that with the Bradley Beal. Now, I think the Phoenix Suns are not done willing and dealing. I think DeAndre Ayton may be the next piece to be moved. You're going to have to find a way to find some kind of money. You're not going to be able to field a team with just minimum wage players. You're not going to be able to do it. You're going to have to find a way to free up some money. KD's not going anywhere, Book's not going anywhere, and with the contract that Bradley Beal has, and with the no trade clause that goes with him to Phoenix, he's not going anywhere unless he wants to. So I think DeAndre Ayton is going to be the next piece to be moved. So that's why I give it a C. I mean, like I said, it looks good on paper. Adding Bradley Beal looks good when you're playing 2K, but not in the real NBA. I don't think the Phoenix Suns got better. I mean, to think they're just different. But it's going to be curious to see what they do with this offseason, and how do you feel in the pieces? You got a field, a roster. What you saw in the playoffs, the lack of depth. Book and KD cannot carry the load. Adding Bradley Beal is not going to help. When those guys are tasked to playing 48 minutes during a playoff run against teams. When you look at the teams out west, now I think this is the misnomer with the Phoenix Suns. That model of having a big three may work in how the East is kind of set up right now, but I don't think that model works when you're talking about coming out of the West. Yeah, you have three top guys, but what else do you have? Do those three top guys overcome the depth of a Denver? Do they overcome the depth potentially of a Lakers? I don't think Phoenix, in my opinion, they're just different. They didn't get better. That's why I give it a C+. The fact that you was able to not have to give up future first round picks. You gave up guys that you really weren't going to keep anyway. It didn't cost you anything. Second round picks, on a rare occasion, turn into all-star players. But for the most part, those guys are bench players, role players. It's very rare when you find all-star level talent in the second round. This is very rare. Not to say it can't happen. Jokic is a perfect example of a second-round player. Another second-round player that kind of jumps to mind. Gilbert Arenas, Manu Ginobili, I want to say James Harden was the second round pick. But it's very rare when second round picks turn into all-star players. But for the most part, they're guys that are useful, kind of stay around the league, utility guys. No big deal. So that's why I gave him a C+. But like I said, I don't think Phoenix got better. And when we look at the other side of the trade, the Washington Wizards, I gave them a flat out F, man. Flat out F. Bradley Beal had a market. Miami was talked about possibly looking at Bradley Beal. I don't think anybody had Phoenix really, considering how the salary cap in the new CBA is kind of working. I don't think anybody had Phoenix on the radar to possibly sign Beal. It was talk of Beal possibly going to Golden State in a move. But Washington, how's the old saying go? It's cheaper to keep her. You got nothing. You got a Chris Paul, a guy who you're possibly going to waive. You got a guy in Landry Shamet, who can possibly be put into the rotation, but it's not a difference maker. You didn't get any first round picks. You didn't set your team up for very much future success. Considering the fact that you have contract deals to get done with Kyle Kuzma, if you keep him. I don't know if you're going to keep him. Kristaps Porzingis, are you going to keep him? I don't know. You didn't get any pieces. Yeah, I think Washington, like I said, I gave him an F, man. If you're going to trade away your best player, and you're going to look at possibly going full tear down, I'm getting a bevy of first round picks. At least if Rudy Gobert can command 4 first round picks, you mean to tell me Bradley Beal contract be damn? It's not worth at least 2. It's not worth at least 2 first rounders. I mean, Phoenix, that's why I gave them a C. They got off of a Chris Paul guy they didn't want. Got Bradley Beal, but both teams, for the most part, it's not a good trade for either one of them. It's not a good trade for either one of them. And considering that the extensions for Phoenix players kick in, like they're going to be a cash-strapped team for the foreseeable future, for at least for the next 2 seasons. I don't think they're going to be able to find guys that are willing to come in and play at the league minimum, and how this new CBA is kind of set up. The league minimum is scaled based on how many years of service, how many years you played in the NBA. So you're not going to find guys, that's been in the league 10 years going to be coming in at the league minimum the same level as guys maybe undrafted or something like that. You're gonna have to scour. You're gonna have to do. Um, you're gonna have to do something. What's good? What's going on the Friday? Hey, the Friday I got the show set up 9 o'clock tonight. Um, going to be doing the politics and stuff. Doing my own little spiel on that. Um, I said I was going to do it, so yeah, I try to be a man of my word. So yeah, I'll be doing that over there. But I don't like I said, both teams. Phoenix got the better end of the deal, but I'm not ready to throw them in the ring as being favorites in the West next year. Yeah, you got 3 guys, but now I think people, when I'm talking about people talking about NBA GMs, miss the boat on, you think you can just put any 3 superstars together and it works. What made the Boston Celtics work when they put that big 3 together, what made the Miami Heat work when they put that big 3 together is everybody's got to sacrifice their game, and somebody's going to have to sacrifice big time as far as what their game is. When you think about it, Kevin Garnett, when he went to Boston, was still an all-star caliber player, still a high-level player, former MVP in the league. Paul Pierce was a perennial all-star. Ray Allen was still somewhat in his prime. He had a young Rondo, but everybody came in with the mindset of sacrificing pieces of the game. Kevin Garnett came in and said, I wanted to be more focused on the defensive end. Then the years passed, they elected Paul Pierce to be the closer. Ray Allen's like, I'm gonna see a dip in my shots. You have to sacrifice a part of your game. Reason why the big threes haven't worked, especially when we're talking about with Kevin Durant, somebody's got to sacrifice something. And if one of these guys are not willing to sacrifice their game, like who do you go to and say, we need you to change your game dramatically for us to be successful? We're going to need you to be a different kind of player than you were in your previous location for this to work. Who takes a step in that direction? Is it KD? Is it Book? Is it Bradley Beal? I mean, each of these guys can make the argument. They've been the man, quote unquote, on their own teams prior to getting together. What made Miami work, Chris Bosh became a more of a 3-and-D type stretch 4. D Wade, was a second fiddle while LeBron was the alpha. You have to sacrifice part of the game. I don't see how this. If I'm Phoenix and we're having this conversation with the new quote unquote big 3 that they have out there, I'm looking at Kevin Durant as maybe being the guy to change his game a little bit. I mean, he's let's be clear. Kevin Durant is not a spring chicken. He's not a young bull no more. He's the older veteran of the 3. I want to say Bradley Beal's like 30, 31. Book, I don't think he's hit 30 yet. Kevin Durant, I want to say he's going to be 35 this upcoming season, if he's not already 35. I think he's got to be the one to kind of change his game. I think he can be more of a facilitator type role, being the guy that kind of sets up the offense, allow them young guys to cook, save his legs for the playoffs, and pick his spots. I think he's at a point in his career we don't need KD to go out there and score 45 for us to win. I think we need KD to go out there and have maybe a LeBron effect. Hey, give me 20, give me 6, 7 boards, give me 5, 6 assists. I think that needs to be KD's game for Phoenix to be successful. But like I said, I think this team is going to be looking even more different. I think DeAndre Ayton is the next piece to be moved. You're going to have to find money somewhere. And DeAndre Ayton, for what you're paying him, he was already the 3rd option. Now he's going to be the 4th option by a wide margin. He's already shown a guy that pouts, gets lost in the sauce because he's not getting the touches, or he's I think they should have let him just go last season. That's just my opinion. But you kept him. Now you got to find something to do with him. Washington, I don't know what the hell they're doing out there. Team is obviously not set up for no rebuild. Team is I mean, I getting off Beal's contract, man, but I mean, you couldn't get no first round picks for this dude. But anyway, moving on to more NBA news that kind of came out. Very interesting news. Draymond Green has declined his player extension and is now an unrestricted free agent. I don't know what kind of deal or what kind of situation Draymond is really trying to set himself up for. I don't think Draymond's trying to go um, just chase the biggest bag. Because that mean that may be being on a team that's not being competitive when we're talking about the playoffs. Is he going to be coming back to? Is it kind of like a backroom deal? He opts out and Golden State offers him an extension. I don't know. I know that he likes being in Golden State. No, he likes being with Clay and Steph. But at the end of the day, the NBA is a business, and you want friendships be damned. You're gonna have to make a move for yourself. I'm kind of surprised he opted out because yeah, I get you want to see what the market kind of looks like and see what you can get, but you take a risk of getting out there on the market and not seeing the numbers you think you're going to see and be disappointed in what people value you as. um I think with the NBA, man, anytime you got a chance to take a player option, unless you're one of the elite players that know you can get your market value anywhere you go, I think you got to kind of take. Like I said, I'm surprised Draymond opted out. I was pretty sure he was going to opt in. At least have that one season of security, if nothing else. But we're going to see. We're going to see what the market kind of looks like. Draft is coming up this week. So I'm looking forward to that. I think there's going to still be some moving and shaking going around. I think teams are really the new CBA is really shaping how teams are trying to position their teams and their rosters going forward. The days of just spending money, the days of spending like the Golden State Warriors have spent over the past decade, those days are about to be gone. And I don't give a damn how much money these owners have as far as being billionaires. No one wants to be paying hundreds of millions of dollars in luxury tax penalties, and you're not winning championships. It's cool to do it when you get a ring, but like I said, the NBA is with the new CBA that's cracking down on it. You're gonna see teams going to have to start taking the model of a OKC. You're going to see them have to take the model of a Denver as far as building teams through the draft, getting the right kind of free agents, making the right kind of trades, not just spending money freely. You're gonna see teams taking those approaches to building their rosters now. So like I said, the days of just throwing money at the problem are gone. And that's what the new CBA. I like it. It makes GMs work harder, creates more parity in the NBA. How you doing, Keith? So I saw you upload the other day. Good. Okay, all right. I see you out there. I see you. But yeah, like I said, Draymond opting out is big news. Bradley Beal, eh. I'm are the Suns favorites next year? No. But I know a lot of people are going to pick them because you're thinking, you got three guys that can score. We've seen this before, especially with KD being in the mix. What makes Bradley, Beal, and Booker different from Kyrie and Harden? And when you really think about it, and I'm just going to keep it 1,000 and keep it a buck, Kyrie and Harden, historically are much better players than Bradley, Beal, and Devin Booker. So who's going to sacrifice? Who's going to sacrifice or who's going to get sacrificed? I think DeAndre Ayton, in my opinion, is going to be the next piece to be moved. And we're going to see if Phoenix is able to field a roster with the limited funds that they do have, because, that's a lot of money. Right now, they only got 5 guys under contract. You still got to fill out them other spots somewhere, somehow. I don't know where you're going to find the money to do it. And I don't know where you're going to find these players that is going to help you not only fill out a quality bench, but set yourself up for a championship run. 3 guys is not going to do it. You can say what you want, but the big 3 in Miami, them guys had a decent bench. You had a Mike Miller coming off the bench. You had a Shane Battier coming off the bench. You had guys like that. You had a Ray Allen coming off the bench. You had a Norris Cole at point guard coming off the bench. where are you going to find these bench players considering how the new CBA is? I don't know. I don't know. But that's kind of all I had for this evening. Like I said, thank y'all for tuning in. Continue to like, share, subscribe. I will be putting out. I'm probably gonna wait till this weekend. Probably put out another upload of the NFL content. I'm still kind of working on it, looking at doing some other stuff. If you caught the last show, you caught the conversation I had with the good brother Ghost up here, as far as like using stuff to make creating videos a little bit easier. Those of you that are interested in my content creators, I still have my Beal stuff. I will be doing another episode, not necessarily, I wouldn't call it tonight one of those, but I will be doing another one in the near future with another content creator. I'm kind of reaching out to, kind of you know seeing if I can get them to free up some time to kind of share some game with the masses. So we will be doing that over there. Over here, like I said, be working on another video upload as far as like the NFL stuff. Be doing that this weekend. And kind of let me get what's the Beal topic on tonight. If you saw the thumbnail, defrauding, that's what it's going to be on tonight. I will be doing like a short presentation for those who don't know. Cornel West has entered the presidential race. I do have my thoughts and opinion on it, but I do want everybody to understand that if you don't know, kind of introduce you to what he's running on. And I'm gonna give you my thoughts and opinions on it. Also, thoughts and opinions on what's going on with the Republican Party and what's going on with the Democratic Party. And I will be mixing in a little bit of Juneteenth in there, because I kind of like looked around and see what they was doing in like major black cities as far as Juneteenth events. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll say before the show. I'll say before the show over there. Some people may be mad at my opinion, but it is what it is. It's just my opinion, my commentary. We'll be doing that over there tonight at 9 o'clock. Over here, Cornel West. Oh Lord, yes, keeper. But I want to introduce people to what's going on, because it's that season and it's always that season. But I want our people to be aware of what's kind of coming down the pipe. And we're gonna kind of do that. But until then, thank you for coming out and maybe doing the show later on this week. As far as the draft, I'm pretty sure some moving and shaking is going to go on with that. And I will be doing a pre-draft show or a post-draft show, one or the other, kind of breaking down that news, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it should be a good show, Miss Murph. Should be a good show. I know people. Yeah, it's gonna be low turnout because it ain't it ain't drama, but I just feel like having those kind of conversations out in the open, and getting people to chime in on having grown folks adult conversations about real world stuff sometimes. So thank y'all for coming out. Thank you for supporting. Thank you. Remember, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you over there at 9 o'clock. Miss Murphy, I know I said I was going to work on one. Still no outro, but I'm out.